Hey guys, it's Miharu, and welcome back to SpyroCast. This is episode 32, and today I have one of Canadian Gaia's editors, one of the hosts of Wumpa Time. Give it up for Shemp.
Hi, oh my god, 32 episodes?
Yes.
Wow, oh my lord, hello everybody. It's very fun to be here. I've been very excited. I've been looking forward to this for a while now.
Yeah, so introduce yourself. Tell us what you do.
Hi, okay, so like you said, my name is Shemp. I have my own channel where I focus on all types of gaming-related content. We're right now in a little bit of a hiatus because we're doing some big stuff, but I'm also a full-time voice actor who I'm in 2 games on Steam. I have been doing acting for about 9 years, voice acting for 6. I'm also a graphic designer. I blew up on TikTok because of my graphic design. I kind of do a lot of everything, including video editing, like you said. So I'm just kind of like, you asked me to do something and I can just probably do it. I'll learn how to do it.
Wow.
So that's me. I also play Spyro sometimes, every now and then,
It's
no big deal.
Maybe a little bit.
Just a little bit, just a tad bit.
I mean, it's not like this is like a Spyro podcast or anything, so it's not like I was going to ask about that.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute, it is.
Wait a minute.
So,
I got duped.
So, what is your history with Spyro?
So, Spyro was my first ever 3D game. When I got my PS1, I was given Spyro 3 of all games. So I started with the third one. And I played it. I played the hell out of it from start to finish, back to back. I filled up all 3 slots and I deleted them so I could fill them up again. And then I got into Spyro 2 and then Spyro 1. So I kind of went backwards, which was really interesting.
Oh.
I had Spyro 3 and 2 on the discs. And then when I got my PSP, I saw that it was on the PlayStation Store. So I kind of piggybacked off my neighbor's Wi-Fi because I didn't have a password. And I downloaded it for like an hour and I played it and I loved it. And that's when I was introduced to like the Game Sharks, because I use those so much on Spyro because I was so dedicated to finding a way to do like infinite fly or anything like that.
Oh, wow.
So I would input all these codes on the Game Shark on my PS1, and it was so much fun just to see the game like do these weird things not on an emulator. And then after that, it was. I think I went straight. No, I had Enter the Dragonfly for a little bit, and I obviously as a kid back then, I was just kind of like, maybe I could just skip this one. So oddly enough, a big part of my childhood was Classic Spyro, the first 3, and then Legend of Spyro, which is really weird. I kind of skipped all the ones in the middle. I played A Hero's Tale, but nowhere near as much as I did the other ones. And the only other one that I played a lot of was the Season of Ice on the Game Boy Advance. I played a lot of that. I got lost a lot, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The lack of map and just the screen crunch and everything. But The Legend of Spyro was a big part of my Spyro craze because it was like, trying to just be Lord of the Rings. And as a kid, you're like, whoa, that's fucking awesome. That's epic. Oh, look at these stories and the acting and all that stuff.
Right. Well, I mean,
but
unfortunately, I wasn't one of the people who thought that. I thought it was a little bit generic for like putting it in a Spyro game at least. So I was kind of turned off by that. But
don't worry. As I started to understand what's good, what's bad, and form my own opinions and everything, and get a good bearing on what's good and what's bad, it was pretty quick for me to realize later in life, oh yeah, these are kind of shit. But it's fine because I've met some really cool people through that fan base, and more power to them. If you like the game, it's no big deal. You like what you like, and there's no problem with that. But I definitely went back to the classic, stuck with the classic, and then Reignited came out, and I was so excited when Reignited came out because, more Spyro, because Spyro's been dead for so long, and now we're just, waiting again, but, it's fine, I can wait, I'm patient, I'm a Spyro fan, I know how to be patient.
Yeah, well, we try to be patient.
Just a little bit, I have a time limit.
We've been waiting a long time while Crash Bandicoot keeps getting everything.
Listen. I know Crash is your Mario, but Spyro's there too, all right? Don't make Spyro the Metroid, where we're just kind of waiting, like,
the
forever.
Metroid.
The F-Zero, where there's no game ever.
Oh, man. It's so funny how you would mention the Game Shark thing. I think I still have a Game Shark. I had Game Shark and Action Replay.
See, everyone had Action Replay. On PS2, I had Codebreaker.
I've heard of that, but I never had it.
It's kind of the same thing, but I know everyone had Action Replay, and I was always jealous as a kid, because I was like, man, that looks so cool. All I have is Codebreaker. That's nowhere near as cool. Yeah,
Game Shark and Action Replay, and I would also use them on Spyro. I think I remember using it for A Hero's Tale, because I wanted to play as Ember and Flame.
Oh yeah, I remember there's like a really strict criteria. You had to collect like an absurd amount of eggs or something like that, or a set of eggs to get it. Am I remembering that correctly?
I don't know, because I honestly didn't play much of A Hero's Tale because I got really bored with it.
Okay, yeah, it looks like that was my problem too. I always got lost, and then I was like, I'll do it this later. I just never came back.
But I was like, I want to play as Ember, so like I used the Action Replay or Game Shark or whatever it was on that. And I actually used Game Shark once, I think, on Spyro 1 to also do the super flight, like the infinite flight.
Yeah, yeah.
I do actually remember that.
It's so cool to be in like Artisans and then just fly everywhere. It's like, oh my god, I'm a dragon. I'm flying around like a dragon. This is so cool.
Yeah. I had forgotten that I did that until you just said the thing about Game Shark. So you unlocked a deep-rooted memory.
I unlocked something. Yeah, my goal. I did it.
I was like, holy shit, I did do that. Like, it was really hard for me to figure out all the Game Shark stuff, though. I was like, what thing did... There was just, like, a list of numbers, I remember, and I was like, what does all this mean?
And then there was, like, you would get the Game Shark that didn't have your game, so you'd have to manually add it, and then manually add all the codes, and the keyboard, like, sucked ass, because it was like a PS2 D-pad, and you're slowly trogging along this weird keyboard layout. I remember the weird struggles of the early 2000s.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember the video game magazines that had all the cheat codes and the...
Yeah, I remember I got mine at, like, Walmart. It was, like, the free Walmart gaming magazine or something, and it was, like, cheat codes for your favorite PS1 classics. And it only had Crash 1, and I was like, what? This is 2005. Why is it just Crash 1?
I know. I still have one somewhere. It has cheat codes for, like, some GameCube games, I think. And, like,
that's adorable. Others. Those books are adorable. I love them. They have like such a charm to them, because it's just like it just reminds me of like an innocent time where you would just go to the store and find a book that was like, whoa, infinite lives and Crash 2? Oh, that's insane. Anyways, what do we do?
I know. I know. The magazine I'm thinking of in particular, actually, I remember it has like Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, I think, on the cover. I think it is somewhere in my drawer back there. I swear it's in there.
It had those like the greatest, like the big unofficial, like plastered all over it, just like a please do not sue us. We use these without permission, but it's okay, please.
Yeah, it's like tips and tricks for all these GameCube games and Sonic and Resident Evil and whatever I don't even.
Oh, I just remembered, because I looked over and saw something. I forgot to mention my first interaction with Spyro 1 was I had a PlayStation Underground demo disc, and it had Spyro 1, it had Crash 3, it had Wild 9, it had all of those. And I remember the Spyro demo had it was just Artisans, and I think it was all of the levels. Maybe I think it was no, it didn't have Town Square. It had Stonehill, and it had what's the second one? The one in the dark. I always forget. Dark Hollow. Yeah. I always want to say Misty Bog, but that's like the third homeworld. But it had Dark Hollow, and I think that was it. I don't think it had Toasty or Town Square. But I played that demo over and over and over. That and Medieval. I played the Medieval demo on that disc a lot, and I think I still have it. So that's like my big interaction with the first Spyro before I got it fully.
Yeah, a lot of people did experience it through the PlayStation demo discs, which I never had any of those. I just got games, so.
I don't know how I got it, because I never subscribed to the PlayStation Underground magazine. I just had it one day, and I never questioned it.
Yeah. Isn't it funny how you have stuff and you're just like, well, I guess I have this now.
Yeah, that's how I was whenever I went through some old games back when I lived in Louisiana. I was like, yo, when did we get Tekken?
Yeah.
I've never purchased Tekken.
It's like you're looking at stuff and just like, what? I forgot I had this. Like, what is this? Why did I get this?
It's like me with most of my GameCube games, because I look over and I'm like, oh yeah, I do have Hitman. Why do I have Hitman?
It's like, why do I have this? I've never played it.
I guess I have it. It's fine. Whatever. I'll take it.
Oh man. Like, it's the same thing. I was just recently talking about the PS3 version of Dawn of the Dragon, like how it's so insanely rare, apparently, and I'm just like,
yeah.
I got this like for $20 back in the day. I just
Same. We were talking about that on my stream the other day, because I'm for those of you who don't know, I'm very, very big into game collecting. I'm very familiar with like the market value of certain things and what gets expensive and why it's expensive and stuff like that. And I had Dawn of the Dragon. I mean, I have almost every version of Dawn of the Dragon. I'm just missing the DS version. And I remember the PS3 version was always kind of expensive, but back in the day it was like 30 or 40, and I was like, that's a little high. And now it's like 90. It's like 90 to $100 for Dawn of the Dragon on PS3.
It's like 130.
And 130, you said?
Yeah, it's like 126 or so if you check out like the price listing.
Whoa. Did it go up again?
It must have.
Hold on. PS3. Oh, you scared the hell out of me. Yeah, okay. 126 for sealed. But
yes.
For complete, we are looking at 75, which is still too much. And just the disc currently is going for 60. Like nothing else, just the disc.
Yeah.
Same thing with the PS2 version. That's $50 for the game in the case.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like, if you're listening to this, don't buy it for that and don't play it. I'm gonna save you some headache. Just go play God of War, all right? Because this is just God of War.
I mean, yes, but like on the other hand, if you're gonna play any Legend of Spyro game, play Dawn of the Dragon, because I think it's the most fun out of all of them.
You're telling me you don't like your one single combo string in the first two games?
No, actually, I really don't, and I don't like being
mashing
bored
circle?
in the first 20 minutes for the Eternal Night. 20
minutes, man, that's a grace period. I remember when I did the video, I did a video on Eternal Night, and I think one of my points was like, did they finish it? Like how rushed is this? Because this feels so the same. It's so boring. It's so slow. Nothing picks up. It's the same thing from start to finish. And then you get Dark Spyro, and you're like, cool. I'm misting, I guess.
Yeah.
Neat. Cool. I can hit harder. I will say though, I think it's a new beginning on Game Boy Advance. Pretty lit. Not gonna lie. Pretty cool. Not good, but pretty cool.
You know, the weird thing is, I've heard that from other people. I've heard that like the handheld versions of these games are actually better.
So yes and no. It depends on what it is. Like the Game Boy Advance version of A New Beginning, it's pretty good. Like it's pretty average, but compared to the console game, you're gonna say it's good.
Yeah.
And for the DS version of Eternal Night, I think I'm more impressed than I am like satisfied with the game, because the whole game is in 3D on the DS. It's a fully 3D game. And I thought that was like cool as hell that they were able to do something like that.
Yeah.
The Dawn of the Dragon DS game is weird because it's like a 2D game, like the Game Boy Advance game on A New Beginning, but the story is like super abridged, and I think it says that like Spyro and Cinder are siblings or something like that.
That's
which
true.
makes the console game like a lot weirder.
Yeah.
Near the end.
Imagine like playing the handheld version and then playing the console game and being like,
Yeah, you
wait.
get to the very end and you're like, wait a minute. What did she say? Wait, hold on.
Hold on. Oh no, everything I know is shattered.
Oh god, Spyro, don't. But now, speaking of Spyro, and this kind of goes into my main point, I wanted to ask you a question, which will probably bounce back to me, regarding the big Microsoft buyout, which is the big thing I wanted to talk about.
Right.
How do you feel about that? In relation to Spyro and I guess Crash.
Okay, so, well, it's funny because one of the questions that I have prepared is actually, do you think we could be getting a new game soon? And I think that kind of ties in with that.
Okay.
So, Well, we skipped over a question, but I guess we'll go to this one first so we can talk about the Xbox thing.
We can go to your question. What was the
no,
question?
it's fine. Well, all I was gonna ask is what are your favorite and least favorite games? I guess if you could.
Spyro 3 and I guess any Legend of Spyro. Oh, I guess I'd say Shadow Legacy is my least favorite.
That's fair. I've never played Shadow Legacy. Never touched it. I don't really want to.
It's fine. Yeah, you're fine. You ever play Sonic Chronicles? It's like that, but slower.
Nope. I haven't played a lot of Sonic games.
You play any RPG, it's that, but slower.
Yep, and I don't really like RPGs. Well, JRPGs, so...
There you go.
Well, I guess that's it for that. So, yes, the whole Microsoft thing. Well... I think everybody has valid concerns, and which I do too. We don't know what's going to happen regarding Spyro or Crash's future. This is kind of up in the air now because the deal doesn't close until 2023, and everybody's saying a different thing. But I think that in the end, it could be a really positive thing.
Okay. So same as you, I've seen a lot of concerns and like just hesitancy over this buyout.
Yes.
I personally am of the minority or ballpark, or whatever you want to say, that this is a fantastic thing, especially for the workers of Activision Blizzard, because of everything they've gone through. That was the very first thing that I thought of is when this deal closes and they spend the money and everything, I know for a fact that all of the higher-ups on Microsoft and Xbox, whatever parent company you want to discuss, is going to heavily mandate what's going on with Activision. And I'm very optimistic and I'm very hopeful that the people who are still working there that have gone through all the bad stuff we've heard will finally have like a workplace that they can feel safe in. That's like the biggest goal for me over any of the games. But going back to the games part, a lot of people were quick to jump to the theory that Crash and Spyro are going to be the new Banjo and Conquer, where they just never get a game ever again because they're platforming mascots.
Of course. And people don't realize that, like, that's actually apparently up to Rare.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was going to bring up, is that Phil Spencer made it a point to say it's up to Rare if they want to make one. It's not Microsoft saying no. It's just Rare is focusing on Sea of Thieves and what other project they're working on. I forget what other project they're working on. But yeah, they have their hands tied with like Sea of Thieves. It's kind of a big game that's still going on. And with Crash and Spyro coming from the Activision pool, it would make sense for Microsoft to keep the development in the Activision development cycle of those teams. You know, Toys for Bob, Ravensoft, Treyarch, all those people. It wouldn't make sense for them to be like, hey, Rare, we're going to put you on Spyro, and Toys for Bob, we're going to put you on Sea of Thieves. You know, it would just kind of make sense to keep them where they need to go. And in terms of like Crash and Spyro, Crash has already proven to make money because they're pushing the hell out of him. I've always said that Crash is Activision's Mario, and they're going to treat him like he's their Mario.
Yep.
With Spyro, he had Reignited, it sold well, and then Crash sold better, I guess. I don't really know the logistics of what's going on with that. But whenever, like, the news about this buyout was going on, I think Phil Spencer was in another interview saying that with the Activision buyout, his goal is he wants to keep developing games for series that he grew up with. And I'm assuming a lot of those were Crash or Spyro or hell, maybe Pitfall, maybe whatever, Sierra, because as we know, Activision bought Sierra. So Microsoft now also owns Sierra. And another thing is, I really hope Microsoft will pull out the development studios that Activision dissolved away, like Vicarious Visions. I'm sure you remember that, when they merged them with Blizzard.
Yes.
So VV doesn't exist anymore. So it would be nice if they could just, kind of pull them back out. But I'm rambling. I'll let you say something in response if you have anything.
Well, it's basically the same things that you're saying. I think that Microsoft will treat Spyro and Crash pretty well. I mean, from the things that they're saying, it seems like they genuinely like these franchises and want to see them go somewhere. And about the exclusivity thing, well, I still don't know, but again, they said that it's not their intention to, like, you know, pull away the PlayStation players, so I think they'll still be released on those consoles.
Yeah, that's actually a good point that I was going to bring up, is with the exclusivity thing, everyone thought, oh no, Crash and Spyro are going to be Xbox only, where people need to realize a couple of things. One, Xbox is very specific on what they label as an Xbox exclusive, because they have these IPs, but they still release on multiple consoles because, you know, they're bought out from other companies. So the Xbox IPs like Halo, Fable, Gears of War, all of those, you know, as of Xbox. So they're going to be on Xbox and PC just because Xbox has the PC ecoscope.
Yeah, that's their thing.
Exactly. And you have like their other IP, which is like Ori and the Blind Forest, but they had the conscious decision to be like, hey, this is a artsy 2D Metroidvania game that, you know, the stereotypical Xbox demographic isn't going to buy into. So it releases on Xbox first, and then they put it on the Switch, which the game did better on the Switch. So they know what they're doing in terms of putting what brands where. Crash and Spyro being Xbox exclusive doesn't make any sense, and they know it doesn't make any sense.
It really doesn't.
People also seem to forget they own Bethesda, right?
Yes.
So one of the big Bethesda games that came out was Deathloop, which was a timed PS5 exclusive. So to put it in perspective, this Xbox game made the conscious decision to be a timed PS5 exclusive.
Yeah.
People are forgetting that's a major thing. So I never once thought that the buyout meant all of these franchises like Call of Duty. People are way overlooking that Xbox now owns Call of Duty. That is massive. More so than Crash and Spyro. That is huge. And they made it a point to say that they talked to the heads of PlayStation and Call of Duty is going to stay multi-platform, which is great. That's how it's always been, and that's how it should stay. I'm assuming they're going to do some Xbox exclusive stuff. Like, I'm not sure if like you ever noticed all this. I only did because I work in like video game retail, but like every Call of Duty in the past, like 5-6 years always came with a PlayStation exclusive thing. Like Modern Warfare came with the survival mode, and it was exclusive to PS4 users for a year, and then everyone else got it after that year. So I don't know if they're going to continue that, if Sony's just going to keep paying for those exclusive things, or if Microsoft's going to be like, nah, we're just going to keep that on our side. But in terms of Crash and Spyro, I don't see it happening. I think it's going to be like Crash 4 and Spyro Reignited, where they release on both at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, because some people were saying, oh, they probably only, you know, acquired Activision for, like, Call of Duty and Overwatch, which are probably going to be their biggest things, right? Like, yeah, considering Xbox's, you know, player base.
Yeah, it's like Xbox, or not Xbox, Call of Duty, Overwatch, and they also have more of the PC scope, because they have StarCraft, they have Warcraft, they have Diablo, they have like every gaming section covered, no matter what it could be. Mobile, because Activision owns King, and King is a massive mobile game developer. So they have the phone side taken care of, the PC games taken care of, and the console games taken care of. They are a monopoly, but personally, I don't really mind it, because they haven't shown to be like greedy corporate evil masters like Activision was being.
Yeah, and obviously you never know with larger, you know, corporations, companies, or whatever. Anyone has the potential to be like that because money, but, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's at the end of the day, no matter what company you like, no matter what company you are brand loyal to, or you think does nothing but good, it is always about money, and that's how they're supposed to run. If you don't have money, you can't keep the business rolling.
Right. So I like money.
Yeah, you know, same. You know, call me corporate and greedy, but I like money too. So it's like, I respect Xbox for what they're doing. But, you know, I can see that they're a corporation. They have to make money. They have to do what they have to do. They just don't need to do what Activision did, which was everything wrong. And I think they're already taking the biggest step. Because I don't know if you saw this, but I think it was another interview where Phil Spencer said his focus with Call of Duty is to stop making it a yearly release. He wants to like make sure that it comes out like regularly, just not every year, because then the market's oversaturated with every Call of Duty. Because it's like every Madden game and every NBA game. The new one comes out, and within like 5 months, it's already $20 because the new one's coming out 5 months later. You know?
I know. Have you seen, like, those bargain bins at, like, freaking, like, just go to Walmart or Best Buy or whatever. You look in the bargain bin, it's, like, stacked with all these, like, you know, the Madden games or any kind of... It's a bunch of sports games. Definitely is.
Yeah. It's because there's no... Yeah, as a game collector, there's no market value to these games because, one, they make millions upon millions of copies, and they come out so frequently. It's like, why even bother buying it? Because they are literally, it's kind of a tangent, but they are literally copy and pasting every year. It's the same game. That's what I tell people whenever I sell them. Like, when people come in and buy Madden, they're like, how's the new one? And I'm like, did you play the last 15? They're all the same. It doesn't matter which one you buy. You are going to get the same Madden experience. And you could say the same with Call of Duty. It's like there's a little more wiggle room with wanting to buy the new one, but they keep pushing Warzone as the big thing. So it's like, you don't need the new game. So I don't know what their marketing strategy is. So Phil Spencer saying that makes more sense for them to focus on selling Call of Duty instead of just meeting a quota, if that makes sense. Yeah,
I think that does make a lot of sense. And to go back to the thing about the stereotypical Xbox player base, it really doesn't make sense for Spyro and Crash to be exclusive to the Xbox, because the last time we had Xbox exclusives that were, you know, Mascot platformers that tried to be something like that, I don't think they did very well.
Yeah, because what was the Blinks? Blinks was the big one on
the Time Sweeper.
Yeah, on the OG Xbox. My thing is, people remember the game, and that's it. they know of the game. I haven't met a single person who has fond memories of playing it. They just know of it. And that's fine, because, you know, I know of a lot of games I've never played, which is good because people are constantly talking about it. But, like, if I offered you Blinks and Crash, you're probably gonna pick Crash.
Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to play Blinks, but, you know, I never had an Xbox, and then I was like, I don't want one, and I still don't. And,
yeah.
like, and honestly, I'm just like, well, maybe I don't need to play it because I've heard that it was just, like, mediocre anyway.
Yeah, it's like, you played a lot of platformers in that generation, you probably played them all.
But that's my type of game, which is why I always, you know, wanted to play it, which is why I was, you know, kind of like, attracted to the idea. I was like, ooh, furry mascot platformer. My thing, like...
My calling!
Yeah, exactly.
Because you make a great point. Xbox was not known for that demographic. It was Nintendo and PlayStation, because Xbox had the shooty bang bang demographic, whereas PlayStation had the they kind of had the platformer / story games, because they had like Jak and Daxter and then Ratchet and Clank, which slowly turned into shooters, but, you know, not so much as the gritty Halo and Call of Duty machine type of shooters. And Nintendo was just kind of, you know, chilling with the GameCube. They're just kind of doing whatever. It didn't really matter, you know?
Yeah, I love the GameCube though.
Oh yeah, I love the GameCube. I just wish that the discs weren't the cheapest thing known to man. That's like the biggest thing that I have with those as a collector, and when I tell people about them, it's like, hey, if you look at this thing wrong, it'll shatter, all right? So please just be careful.
Really? I've never had any of my discs break.
Oh my god, yes. So we have a machine at our store that's $20,000, and it's a resurfacing machine. We don't buff games because buffing will break them. I always tell people never buff games. So with GameCube games, what we have to do is when a GameCube game is traded in, we have to test it first, take it in, resurface it, test it again, and then put it out. Because at any point between that process, it could just stop working. And that's just because of how they're made. every GameCube game that I have to test semi-regularly because there's this thing called disc rot, which I didn't know about until like 3 years ago. In the GameCube,
has happened to my DVDs.
Yeah, DVDs especially, because they're somehow cheaper than GameCube discs. But GameCube and Sega CD, those are like, and not really 360, but sometimes 360. But the other two are like the biggest contenders for disc rot. And with the GameCube, it's just kind of like, you put it in, it says Nintendo, and then it just says disc cannot be read. And I got curious. I had a copy of Mario Strikers, and I resurfaced it 8 times, which you're never supposed to do, and it just started working. And I was like, all right, I'll take it. I'm never going to touch it again. It works, and that's all I need.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with any of my discs, like, breaking or that they can't be read. The only time I've ever had a real problem is whenever... this is probably an issue with the system, I don't know why, but whenever I try to play TAC 2, I had my original copy, and you can only play it for, like, a certain amount of minutes, and it will crash with a, like a loud buzzing noise. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And, like, I didn't understand what was happening, and so, like, a few years ago, Mark got me another copy of TAC 2, and I was like, I don't know, I think it's just the GameCube that's being weird. And sure enough, I, even with this brand new copy, put it in, hard crashes with a loud buzzing noise, and I don't know what is going on. It just doesn't like that game. It's
interesting you say that, because I know that the Wii is super known for that, especially with people playing Project M, because it would do that, like, because it's a software crash. But I've never seen it on GameCube. So most likely... Well, it can be, because you play other games on it, I assume. So it can't be a laser issue. So that's super interesting. Because it's interesting to me because I work on consoles at the store like almost every day. So I know like the ins and outs of what every problem could be, and that's a first for me. That's very, very interesting. You might have a haunted GameCube, and I'm very intrigued.
Yeah, I have no idea, because like that's the only game that's ever crashed. Except I think TAC 3 crashed once. It's because it was, I think the GameCube was overheating because I was playing it for a long time.
Overheating too? Oh my god, I have to see your GameCube. You're making me more and more curious.
Again, it's the only time it's ever happened though. It hasn't happened since. It doesn't usually overheat. Any other game I could play without problem. But for TAC 3, that just happened once. And for TAC 2, it just doesn't want to play it past like 10 minutes.
So weird. I bet it's like a capacitor or something on the board.
No idea. But hey, I mean, it's fine as long as I can play Star Fox Adventures and I can play Smash. That's
all you need. That's all you need. The furry Zelda.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was my first Star Fox game as well as my first Zelda game. So.
I don't know. I just love what was your first Zelda game? Mine was Majora's Mask. Star Fox Adventures for me. What?
Exactly. I didn't know, because I had never played a Zelda game up until I got Majora's Mask for the 3DS. That was the first Zelda game I actually really played.
It's pretty close to mine too. I didn't play Zelda until high school. My friend brought an emulator on a flash drive, and I was like, oh, so this is Ocarina of Time. Never played it. And he was like, you did what? I was like, dude, I had Spyro. What are you talking about? I didn't have an N64. Yeah. I had a PlayStation. I was playing
PlayStation, Spyro, Crash. Look it up.
Listen, if you don't come to me with Brave Fencer Musashi, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Oh, man. But going back to the original question of, do you think we could be getting a new game soon?
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's so many tangents. I forgot about the original question.
Yeah.
Well, Toys for Bob's been working on something. If not Toys for Bob, then Beanox, because TFB was doing Crash 4, and then they went to Call of Duty support, and Beanox has just been kind of there. They're like the only other studio that's been open.
I really hope that it's Beanox.
Yeah, I do too, because Beanox is talented. They do a lot of really good stuff. And obviously TFB is going to be there to like do support and whatnot. But in terms of soon, I'm expecting maybe late 2023. I don't think we're going to be getting it this year because of how crash focused Activision's been. But again, the release window has been super messed up because of COVID. So with Crash, I could see like a weird spin-off, like another mobile game or something like that. But with Spyro, if I see a trailer this year and it comes out this year, I will be extremely shocked, because it is still January. You know, we could see anything this year. I shouldn't jump to conclusions because it is the very beginning of the year. So we could see something at like maybe Summer Games Fest, and then another trailer at the Game Awards in December. I don't know. It could be a lot of things. So I don't think soon. We may just get some teases. But what about you?
I mean, at this point, anything would be good. I want hints, teases, something tangible that I can feel, that I know that it's coming.
I got a question though. For the new game, would you prefer them to do what they did with Crash 4 and just completely overhaul the art style?
Well, the thing about that is I kind of want them to stick as closely as they can with the Reignited style, because I think that works very well for Spyro.
Agreed.
I think, but if they were to tweak it a little bit and make it a lot more expressive and cartoony like Crash 4 was, I think that would be great.
Yes. I just hope that it doesn't go what the route that they do for the Spyro design on Crash on the Run, because I personally am not a huge fan of the blocky Skylander fusion type design that they had for that. I
don't really like it either.
Like as a dragon, it looks neat, but as Spyro, it looks like it's just going back to Skylanders, which I also did not like as a design. So I personally would love to see like a smoothed out Reignited, like more cartoony like Crash, because, you know, Crash has fur, but his model is smooth as hell just because it works in that art style. I think that would be cool if it was a little more smoothed out, a little less thick, you know, because everyone in that game was like a truck.
Right.
And in terms of like gameplay and stuff, I personally would just like the same stuff that we've had before. I don't mind the elemental breaths. I think they're neat. I just don't want them to be like the main focus, because that could just be really annoying. Because if I don't want to use ice breath, don't make me use ice breath. All that does is slow me down. I want to go fast. Would you want the same layout as the old Spyro, where it's portal to portal to portal, or do you want like a hero's tale where it's like just one big area connecting to other big areas?
As much as I really appreciate the open world thing that they were going for with both Enter the Dragonfly and A Hero's Tale, I'm so attached to the portal thing.
Yeah, me too.
I really think they should stick with that. But also, this is kind of going into my next question, what are some of the most important things you think a new game should have?
The most important things, I would say, is just you have to have the charm. You have to have what the games are known for. The silly animations, fun character designs. I will say Reignited, a lot of the enemies did kind of get lost in translation when they were like HDified. So a lot of them just kind of look the same. So I would love a more variety of like the Norks. It would just be fun to see like the egg robots in Sonic Colors, how every world they were themed. So like in I think it was in like the water world, they all had like hula skirts or something like that. It was cute. It was stuff like that. So I would love to see just a variety of Norks. And besides the charm, the biggest thing for me is just creative and fun level themes, because every level felt unique. I'm thinking of specifically like Spyro 3.
Spyro 3, exactly.
Yeah, yes. Because in Spyro 2, it started to feel a little samey because they started using the same NPCs, so it just kind of blended together for me. But with Spyro 3, it was like these bright sunny day or a dark night or an evening, and then you had all the cool stuff in the environment, like the fireworks factory, how all the themes were, and then there was the bonus level where you slid down the dragon, and it was super cool. It was super unique. I need more of that.
Yeah.
I want more moments where I'm like, wow, that was fun. That was unique. That's going to stick with me. That's memorable. And I want to be able to replay it again and again and again and again. Because I play Spyro 3 over and over and over because I enjoy playing it. And that's what I want to happen with Spyro 4.
In fact, I recently said that I'm in the process of doing a collab review with somebody about Spyro 3. That'll be coming out later. Not sure when, but later. So, and I said the same thing in that one. I was like, what I love the most about just the levels of that game is just everything is unique. Like, it always keeps you on your toes. You don't know what's coming next.
Yeah,
like,
I can't tell you how shocked I was.
With Spyro 1 and Spyro 2, it's like, things kind of blend together, and like, it's, I mean, I guess with Spyro 2, it's a little bit more unique than it was for Spyro 1, because everything sort of had a theme in one world, which is great. But Spyro 3 was always something different with every level.
Yeah, 100%. And I can't tell you the shock on my face whenever I went to the fireworks factory and then I walked into one of the portal, and then, what do you mean I'm fighting 2 dragons? What do you mean I'm flying around and fighting 2 dragons in the sky? That's cool as hell. And then some of the ones that weren't so much fun, they were more goofy. Like, you walk into one bonus portal and you're like, so I'm getting in a submarine and I'm shooting other submarines in acid water. All right, I guess I'm doing that.
Yeah, that's a little bit weird. I don't like Lost Fleet.
Yeah, I don't think anyone does. But it's that mentality where you go into any level and then you see something and you're like, all right, I guess I'm doing this. Yeah,
because the world you were in gave you no indication of what kind of levels would be in that world.
Yeah, exactly.
Unlike the first game, where it did.
Yeah, and you know, there is something to appreciate about going to like Misty Bog, and then all the levels in Misty Bog are swamp themed and stuff. That's fun.
That would be Beastmakers. Misty Bog is a level in Beastmakers.
Is it? No, I thought Misty Bog. What am I thinking of? Hold on, it's gonna bug me. Hold on. Spyro 1, third homeworld. What is it?
That's Magic Crafters.
No, fourth one.
Beastmakers.
No, shit, it's Beastmakers.
That's what I said.
Son of a bitch. God damn it. It's fine. You're right. Okay, Beastmakers.
You think I wouldn't remember my least favorite level in the entire game, Misty Bog?
Well, that's why I didn't remember it, because it's my least favorite. Okay, fine.
That's why you should remember it, because it's so bad.
All right, it's Beastmakers, but yes, I mean, imagine I go into Beastmakers and I go to the first portal and it's an ice world. I'm like, hello. Yeah, that's what I liked about Spyro 3. You go to Evening Lake. It's a very calm evening world. The lake is huge. You swim around. The music's awesome. First world, it's an ice level. Where did the ice come from? Don't worry, you have freeze breath. Go freeze shit. Okay, cool. I'm having fun.
One's fireworks factory. The other is frozen altars. Then one's a sunken pirate ship.
But yeah, I can't imagine like the mentality of like, bro, let's put the fireworks level underwater. I like the way you think.
Dude, let's put it underwater and the tunnel can look really cool and red.
Bro, what if we put
But not in Reignited, though.
What if we made it purple? What? I don't know. Anyways. And then, bro, what if we put like the honeycomb level underwater, dude?
What if everything was underwater, dude? Except the Sparks level.
What if we put all the levels that are underwater not water themed? You know what I'm saying? Dude, you're amazing.
Underwater. Well, actually, the Sparks level is underwater, but it's like you don't go to... That's weird.
Yeah, you are.
Like, you have to climb up. You have to climb up, and like it's out of the water. Like, but then you go underwater anyway because you're in water in the level. So like, what the fuck?
I forgot he's in a little bubble. Oh, that's right. That's totally right.
Starfish Reef.
That's right. Starfish Reef. That's right. The Sparks levels I remember the least. Like those. The Sparks
because you probably hate them, just like me.
Well, they're all the same. They're all the same. Everything is the same in those levels. So I just kind of like that's my least favorite part about Spyro 3, replaying it when I'm going for 100%. It's just like, oh god, I gotta do the Sparks levels. I've gotten to the point to where I do them early just to get them out of the way.
I usually do them last because I like to do like relaxing things first, which, I mean, that's not saying much because like what the hell is relaxing about going for 170% in Spyro 3? Nothing. Nothing is relaxing about that. It's not worth it.
Especially when you get to the super bonus round and you're like, oh my god, how many of these things are flying in the air? How many of them do I have to knock down? Oh my god, fine.
That part? No. It's the Yeti race. No. Forget about even getting.
Oh, the Yeti race.
Forget about even getting to the flying saucers part. That's the fun part because it calms me down after the Yeti race.
Especially in Reignited, where they like majorly fucked it up. Oh my god. I forgot how bad that was in Reignited. Holy hell.
I think it's actually worse than the original because in Reignited, you could, because it's so broken, you could find a way to cheat the system. In the original, it's really hard to do that.
In Reignited, if you try to do a trick, because like Spyro in the original one, if you did a trick and then you stopped halfway, he would just kind of stay there while you went forward. But in Reignited, if you do a flip and you stop like upside down, the camera will zip around you and then push you the opposite direction. God. And I was like, how do you mess that up? You literally just keep him in the same state and move him around. It shouldn't be that hard. But yeah, I remember, I think I only did that once. I haven't beaten Reignited 100% more than once, or at least Spyro 3, because it was just so bad. It was so bad. That's like the one big thing with Reignited is 2 and 3, mainly 3, was it just Sanzaru, was it Sanzaru Games?
Yes.
Sanzaru? I think it was Sanzaru, yeah. They dropped the ball pretty hard on that.
Ironically, as much as I vastly prefer the original Spyro 3 over the Reignited version, I always go for 117% when I'm playing Reignited, and I don't do it in the original. Because I think some things are a lot harder.
In the original?
Because of... Yes, I don't go for 117% in the original. I've only done it twice in my entire life.
Interesting.
And it was very hard. With Reignited, I go for it every time I play it because I'm just I'm very used to, like, the modern controls now. So I could just kind of, like, do it and it feels just kind of like, alright, I'll just get this over with. But, jeez. The original is just, like, it's just so hard to do because, again, I can't cheat the system with the Yeti race. Even getting to that, some of the challenges are just absolutely bullshit. I hate the tank challenge in Haunted Tomb in the original.
God,
it's the most horrible
I agree.
Thing.
It's awful. I forgot about the Haunted Tombs level. Oh my god. Yeah, you just unlock some hate.
Yeah. I mean, I have hate for a lot of that game's challenges, but I love the game.
Oh yeah, same. It's like, it's funny because I can see that Spyro 2 technically is the better game, but I still love Spyro 3 more. Because Spyro 2 obviously doesn't have the extra characters. I know a lot of people don't like the extra characters, mainly Bentley and Agent 9. I know those are the two like, most hated. I didn't mind Sheila.
Agent 9 I don't like gameplay-wise, but as a character, he's the best.
Same. I did not like him gameplay-wise. He was very slow, and especially in the original where you couldn't really aim. You just had to, like, point him in the direction that you wanted to go.
Oh my god.
Same thing with Sheila. She was fine. She was slow. She just, wasn't... I just wish they were all faster. That's all I really cared about. But Spyro 2 didn't have any of that. The worst that it had was the trolley, and some of the level progression was kind of slow because a lot of the levels were, I guess, overstayed their welcome is the kind of like the term I'm looking for. But yeah, I see Spyro 2 as the better game, but I love Spyro 3 more.
Yeah, that's also what I think. I guess I could also say that Spyro 2 is the best one. That's the one that people seem to gravitate toward more.
Oh, yeah. Because for me, Spyro 1, for me, Spyro 1 just, it's a little, something about the control. Okay, tell me if I'm crazy. Spyro's charge feels like he's drifting. Like, whenever I'm charging and I'm going left and right, it feels like he's going too far and he's pulling himself the other direction.
I guess I could see where you're coming from. I don't think I ever really had a problem with that. It does take some getting used to. If you play the sequels first and then go back to Spyro 1, the controls may feel a little bit wonky.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So because you did play the sequels first, I can understand that.
Yeah, because I started with 3 and then went 2 and 1. Because 2 and 3, gameplay-wise, are the exact same. The only difference is that there's a double jump in Spyro 2, and that makes it way more fun.
So I love the double jump. Actually,
Me too.
I never used to be able to do it. And then suddenly I just got good at it. It was so weird because I was like, oh, I can't figure out how do you double jump? Like, how do you do it? Because my like thumb doesn't move across the buttons like that. I'm just like, I can't do it. And sometimes it just like it doesn't work. It doesn't work all the time. But it was really funny because the last time I played Spyro 2, I was doing the Bell Challenge in Cloud Temples, and
Bell Challenge.
Sometimes when you freeze the little troll guys, you can't always freeze them at the right height that you want to get them to. Like, it's always a little bit like taller than you want, and you're just like, oh my god, like, oh, then you have to unfreeze it, and then try to get it, and then you have to get your power up back. It's really obnoxious. I never liked that challenge. So when I was playing it the last time, I froze a guy, and it was a little too tall, and I'm like, whatever, I don't even care. And then I just, without even thinking, I just did the double jump and got on top of it, and I'm just like, there we go, I did it.
All
like,
right, taking it.
I wasn't even thinking about it, like, but I just did it, and I'm like, I'm good at it. I'm good at the double jump now.
I did it. I graduated. That's how.
And that was the moment that I knew I was good at it.
That's how I learned about like out of bounds. Is with the double jump. It's just being like, whoa, it's not solid. There's just holes on the side. What? And then that's like how I play the game normally now. Is I skip everything just by double jumping literally everywhere.
I can't do it everywhere. There are some areas that I still can't really get to. I still have trouble getting on top of the like the little gem thing in Glimmer, like in getting like bypassing the ladder. I still have trouble with that, just because it's a very like small perch that you have to stand on, like getting on top of the gem first and then getting on top of the ladder. But and then I also can't do it for the what is it? It's the orb in Summer Forest, because like when you're up on the last pedestal after doing Hunter's tutorial, and then you fly all the way over and get the orb without learning to swim.
Oh
first.
yeah. I always did that. I would look at Moneybags and be like, "Fuck you! I don't need you."
Yeah. I love Moneybags. Like, he's a piece of shit, but I love him.
Oh no, I think he's adorable. But yeah,
the games would not be the same without him.
Moneybags makes, like, the most memorable part of 2 and 3 is Moneybags.
Right, of course. Like, and I love him even more in Reignited. Reignited Moneybags is my favorite.
Oh yeah, he has like a whole new level of sass that I appreciate so much more. Yeah.
Like, when I was a kid, I was always a lot more upset with Hunter for just, like, withholding orbs and eggs from me. I'm just like, come on, Hunter.
Hunter, you know how important these are to us. Why don't you just give them to the professor instead of making me do this bullshit game that we can play later when I'm not in need of these?
Train my manta ray. Shut up.
Hey, there's this popcorn in this cave. You want to go get it? No, I want the orb.
No, give me the orb. I don't want to play your stupid crystal popcorn game, which I hate so much.
I got pretty good at like bullying him, because like I'll run in the direction he's going and just take what he wants.
You know what? I try to do that, and sometimes it just doesn't work because he swipes really fast, especially in the original.
Especially when he's just getting annoyed with you. He's doing it faster so you can't get it.
In Reignited though, it's a little easier. I think it's easier to whip the camera around.
Yes.
And I can just kind of go everywhere and just like, I can use analog sticks like to control the camera. It's easy. But in the original, I always found it to be a real pain, especially the second round. Although having it on active camera does help.
Yeah, just playing Reignited and being like, Spyro with the right stick? What? This is weird.
Yeah, I guess it is weird for some people, but I'm so used to modern games now that I'm just like, all right, I'll do that.
Oh, I adapted I loved in Reignited that they mapped the flame to the R2 button. So when you're moving the camera and you're just running around, you just press R2 instead of moving your thumb all around the face buttons. That felt like really, really, that felt like natural. And it was such a unexpected thing. And I was like, oh, okay.
See, I actually don't like that because I keep it on classic controls. because I really don't like one of the shoulder buttons being flame. That's weird to me. Flame should always be circle when it comes to Spyro. That's the only thing that I just find weird and I will never use.
Oh yeah, like how in a Hero's Tale it was square.
Oh god.
Yeah. Same with the Legend of Spyro 1 and 2. The breath was on square and attack was circle, and I was like, why did you flip these? This doesn't make any sense. Square's always been known as the attack button in like other games as well, so like, why flip it? That doesn't make any sense.
Don't understand.
I have to be different and quirky.
Yeah, that's that's pretty much why I keep it on. I just keep it on classic controls, but Reignited controls are good for one specific thing, and that is the center camera.
Oh my god, yes.
Because if you are doing the slides, specifically the one in Haunted Tomb, that works wonders, and I don't know why, but for some reason it completely, like, it just makes it so much easier. Without knowing that trick, that slide is so hard, and it's not even a long slide.
No, it's like 40 corkscrews, like, in the middle of it, and you're like, I hope I'm going the right way.
I don't understand. Like, the hard slide is supposed to be the one in Crystal Islands. Like, and that one I had less of a problem with. Yeah,
the Haunted Tombs one is the one I remember the most as being the most difficult one. Like, for no reason. Like, you spawn in and you're immediately falling down and then you fall off. Yeah,
because, like, there's just one point where you have to turn, like, uncomfortably early. And I'm just like, I don't want to do that. And then with this freaking center camera thing, yeah, they're just like, oh yeah, just center the camera, like, you know, like, press the button, like, hold the button throughout the whole thing, and then you won't even have to do that, and it'll be fine. And I'm just like, alright, and I did it, and I'm like, what is this trick, and why?
Oh my god, I've been gifted. I have a gift from the gods.
I was so upset, actually, though. I was so upset because I was like, I never play on Reignited controls!
What do you mean this wasn't an option in the classic one? This makes it so much better!
I know, and the center camera was actually a thing in the original Spyro 3, and I tried it, and I don't even think it works that well.
No, because it stops you. In because it's a weird progression. In Spyro 1, there is no center camera. In Spyro 2, you have to hit L1 and R1 at the same time to center it. And in Spyro 3, it's either L1 or R1. But the problem is that once you do it, it stops you from moving. But in Reignited, it just moves the camera. You can still move like all you want.
That's right. So weird.
Yeah, that center camera was in Spyro 3, but it didn't really serve a purpose like that. All it did was it would just help you move a little bit faster.
Yeah, I remember, Mark and I were just, like, so upset when we both learned that, because I learned it on stream. Somebody told me about it. I was like, okay. And then Mark happened to be on that stream with me, and we're just like, what? And, like, we got so upset learning that.
What? Oh, I
really
love
funny,
that
though.
feeling. Yeah, that feeling is so funny. I rarely ever get it, but whenever, like, if it's a game I've known for years and I learned this one thing and I'm like, what?
Oh my god. Just knowing these little tips and tricks that I didn't know.
That would have helped so much.
And I don't know what it was about, like, sometimes first playthroughs, like, you do something and a challenge is, like, unbearably hard, and then the next time you're just like, you just get through it one try, and you're like, what did I do differently? What was I having trouble with before?
That's when you realize, oh my god, I've ascended.
Yeah, but you don't even know. And it's like, sometimes, like, my mood affects, like, how well I do at challenges. Sometimes I just can't do them, and I'm like, I did this flawlessly last time. How am I having so much trouble? But that's funny. I remember on my initial playthrough of Spyro 2 Reignited, I don't know why, but the challenge, the monkeys in a barrel thing in Scorch.
Yeah.
I don't know why. The monkeys were insanely aggressive. They've never been that way since, but they were just pelting me with freaking coconuts all the time. They just would not let up, and I died to them like 5 times.
You know, it's weird that you mentioned that, because I remember the same exact thing, actually, on my because I have the footage of me going through Reignited the first time, and I vaguely remember that. That's so interesting. Weird. That it wasn't just me.
Like, because what's supposed to happen is, you're supposed to distract them, and so, like, they don't hit Hunter with the coconuts, but then they just keep, like, pelting me, and I'm just like, all right, you can stop now. And
all right, I have no sparks.
Yeah, and they just kept doing it. It was so weird. But then they haven't been that way since. Every other time I do it, they're, just fine. Sometimes, they get me, but, like, it hasn't been that way. And I'm like, I don't know what it was about that first playthrough. And, like, speaking of being aggressive, like, talk about the twin dragons in Reignited specifically. I don't know what is up with them, but holy crap that I die so many times.
Oh my god, yeah. That difficulty got, like, bumped way the hell up for those guys. In the original, I could cheese it really easily because I'm, like, the way the flight controls in the original ones, it was easy to maneuver him to where you could just shoot the flame in the direction they were going. But in Reignited, I hate the flight controls. They really, really mess that up. And I think that also makes the dragon fight a lot harder because of how bad the controls are.
See, I don't have too much of a problem with the flying controls themselves. I think they're a little bit faster, so it feels a little weird. My problem with the Reignited flying controls is the freaking impact when you bonk into a wall. It is just too much. I'm just like, all right, and like, there's no recovery time.
Oh yeah, you're mashing X at, like, just to get, like, a sliver of flight, but it's already over. For me,
it's
it's the
nice
physics.
knowing you, and then you fall in the lava.
It's the physics for me, because, like, if you're doing a speedway challenge and you're trying to, like, move him around so you can do things a lot quicker, he drifts in the air, so it doesn't feel like when you turn right he's turning right. It feels like you turn right and you have to wait for the velocity to let you turn right, because in the OG ones it's like, where you want to go, left or right, you go that direction. But in Reignited they added, like, realistic physics to how you turn in the air while you're going fast, and that's what keeps throwing me off.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh man, I'm gonna DoorDash something while we're on this. I was like, I want to have dinner. I want to get something to eat.
No, yeah, I'm about to leave and go get something too.
Anyway, that is going to do it for this episode of SpyroCast. Thank you all so much for listening. And as always, if you are new, don't forget to subscribe for more casual gaming content. And if you want to be on SpyroCast yourself, there is a link to the application form in the description. And I will see you next time. Until then, this is Miharu, signing off.
Bye!